All right, so today we're just going to run through the full exercise of what's on our app. Today's is what's called Washboard and Boulder Shoulders. So we're going to do some abs first, and then we're going to do some shoulders. The reason I like to do the abs first, I used to do them after my workout, then I realized that I was a bit exhausted. I'd either skip them or I'd give them a half-ass effort. So I need to put the abs first. It makes the blood flowing, gets a good warm-up, and then I also really focus on getting a good squeeze and putting the effort in. So we're going to start with declines. And then we're gonna run through some declines, leg raises, and then a plank all on a circuit. And we'll do the weighted decline and see how that feels. Keep our head up, try to focus on the lower ab. All right, let's have a quick little discussion about shoulder presses and mobility and the way you should set up the bench if you don't have a straight bench. So a lot of people, if they wanna do shoulder presses, they wanna sit straight up and press straight. The problem is that if you sit down straight up, normally most people's arms are not going to be completely straight. They're going to have a little bit of front. So what you need to do is find a good angle into what matches your front if you can. Okay, because if you're doing this, it's too much stress on your shoulders and your mobility. So find out where your shoulder mobility is to line up for a good shoulder press. A lot of people's going to be this type of angle here, or you can come up pretty much completely straight. And this will be a good one right here. You know, but a lot of times if someone sets the shoulder bench, when you're bench pressing all the way up, completely straight, most people, shoulders are going to line up a little bit forward, and it's going to put too much stress when you get heavy on your rotator cuff and your shoulders. So it's a good way to avoid injury. Making sure you get the bench set up to comfortable. And you can do this a couple times throughout your workout. Don't just think it's set in stone. Do what feels good. One day it might feel good completely straight up. One day it might be a little better this way. But try to stay consistent, but find what works for you, especially when you start moving heavy fucking weight. So for me, I got some pretty rough ass shoulders, so we'll start at a very slight incline today. We'll start here. I've already done 2 warm-up sets, so 2 warm-up sets, 25, 8 to 10 reps, and then 30 go up a little bit more, 35, 8 to 10 reps. And now we're gonna get into working sets, and we'll start with probably like 60, 65, somewhere right in there. We'll push that to see if we can get 12 reps out of it. If we get 12 reps out of that and how they feel, we'll go up to 70. And we'll see how much weight we can get out of that. So the hardest part about this shit right here is just getting a good start by yourself when it's heavy. Got them up. We want to bring the shoulder blades back, get them locked, and then slowly lower as low as you can, and push, squeeze. And as you can see, today was only 9 at 65, so we'll go down to 60s next time. Give myself about a minute and a half rest till my shoulders feel pretty good. So my breathing is back to normal, so I have more strength. I don't want exhaustion to kick in, I want muscle fatigue to kick in before I start doing stuff. So next round. Round 2. We're gonna do some dumbbell side raises seated. We want to do seated so you can't get as much momentum going. We want to not have as much momentum as possible. Also, a good trick with side raises is don't think about lifting your arms up. You want to think about pushing your arms out as far as you can. Now you can bend the elbows, you just don't want to make sure that if you're focusing on all side delt and not front, you don't want your hands above it technically. So I like to keep my hands about right here, a little bit twist, and then squeeze when I get to the top. Best I can do. Here we go. Fuck, it's hurt. Now you'll see a lot of people do different variations of these. I'm not here to say anything's right or wrong. Some people have better mobility, some people feel things better, so try a bunch of different shit, see what works out for you. But just think about it this way. You have 3 delts. You have one on the front, one on the side, one on the rear. So if you're swinging your arm more near the front, you're hitting more near the front. If you're hitting directly to the side, you're hitting more near the side. If you're pulling back with your arm, a little bit more to the rear. Now granted, most beginners and most people aren't going to be fucking too worried about individual little tiny muscles. They're just trying to build overall first, then you sculpt. That would be my advice if you're starting, but these are fucking awesome. I think this is our last set of this, and we're gonna go up in weight. We're hitting the 30, so for me this is pretty fucking heavy. So they might get a little ugly near the end, but my theory is that if you stay completely strict with form all the time and you only focus on form, then you'll probably progress a lot slower and you won't push yourself as much as you should. Sometimes you just got to get into that shit looks ugly, but I'm moving heavy ass weight. Plus a big part that people don't talk about enough, it's fun. Like just to swing some weight around every once in a while. If 10% of your fucking workout is not the most efficient and not optimal as everybody says, but you have a blast fucking swinging some weight around, it's fucking worth it. You know, you gotta have fun. So let's have some fun. Side raises, single arm, cable. All right, so what we want to do is we want to hold on this, lean out. The reason we do that, very good example is, say I'm holding something, a dumbbell or anything at my side when you do side raises. When you hold your dumbbell here, there is no tension whatsoever on the side delt, okay? It's all on trap, it's holding your arm up. That's what holds your arm up, it's your trap. As soon as you bring the arm out just slightly, then slightly, that side delt engages. So what we want to do is if we lean right there, we're already holding it from coming over here. So straight down, you have a little bit of tension and you bring it up. That's what we want to do. So what we're going to do too is there are multiple things you can use to attach it to the cable. So what we'll start out with the normal handle, then we'll go for the V, and then one of my favorites is like a wrist cuff. This takes a little bit of the wrist out of it when you even hook it to the wrist. But we'll go through each set. I got 3 sets. We'll do each set, and then we'll just explain that. So first we start with this. We're about 20 pounds. This cable can be, every cable can vary depending on the pulley system. So what you want to do also, like we were talking earlier about the tension on the rear delt, is you want the cable straight across from the rear delt. So what you have to do, if it's all the way down when you're pulling it, there's really no tension. It's pulling down, just like a dumbbell at your side. So if you put it to the side, as soon as you lean out, there's tension and stretch. Pull that little bit of slack off, right there you already have tension. You're already getting tension. And then you're also pulling the side delt as far as it goes. So lengthened muscle and stretch is really good for hypertrophy, so they say. So we don't know who they are, but they say it. So lean out, lift up, stay straight. There, stay right there. And stretch all the way. 2, control, all the way up, squeeze, push out. Push out. All the way down. All the way down. If you have better shoulder mobility, there's nothing wrong with coming high. It just depends on your shoulder mobility and where it feels good to you. I'm about a little bit 90 degrees or a little bit under. And I lost count. Stretch. 2 more. Stretch. 1 more. Stretch. Ah, done. We're just gonna switch sides. Oh. All right. So this is supposed to be a superset, but we're gonna not do that today. And the fact that I can hopefully show you a little gold nugget. I will sacrifice my entire workout so you can learn something. So like I was saying, you can use the handle. It's very typical. So the next thing you can use is one of these V-bars. Now I would recommend the one that's solid. If you got one that rotates, it's a little heavier, which I don't like, but it'll work just as fine. The trick with this damn thing is how the hell do you use it? And even once you get used to using it, you can't figure the fuck out. It's like a Rubik's Cube. So all you gotta do, you wanna put your hand through it and then grab. And what that's gonna do is this bar is gonna lay on your wrist and it's gonna hinder you from being able to fuck with it with your wrist. So all the tension is gonna hit here instead of here. And that's what we want. Just like that, same, everything else is set up. You're just putting this, your hand through it, so you have something on your wrist to take all the tension. Stand up, same thing, across. Lean out, and then same thing. Hand through, grab it, look at my butt a little bit. The knee thing. It's very useful. Try it out, see if you like it. See if you can figure it out, number one. Next are wrist cuffs, probably the best one. These come in handy with a lot of shit, so I recommend using these. Get them on pretty tight. Find some of this Amazon, these damn things are really cheap. The only problem about these is not problem, but thing you need to realize and figure out is where you want them and how tight you want them. I really don't put them that tight so they get a little bit of flex. If I want to move my arm around a little bit while I'm moving, I can. All you do, hook that to that, stand up. It's the same principle. Little pull here, up. It's a lot smoother, and I feel it a lot more where I need to. One more. Switch sides. Feels good. Feels good. Give it a try. See what you think. Let us know which one you like. If you need a link, we'll put it in the link for you. Amazon link for these things. These things. Now, the cable. That one I stayed at a very basic. Well, I stayed at a good weight for me to where 15 was very challenging, not complete failure. The delts, when you isolate them, are a smaller muscle. So on this one, we really focused on the tension, kind of form, moving the stretch to the squeeze, rather than when I was talking about doing some, when I was doing some presses and some side raises. For presses, we started out fucking heavy as possible, and we only went to 8, and that was just to make sure we're getting a lot of tension on there. So if you do your whole programming and the way it is, some things will be made for heavyweight and moving heavyweight to release more growth hormone and just fucking push some cool heavyweight, and the other stuff are form. So once I used to form a little bit later in my programming, so I'm a little bit more taxed in my muscle. So that way I don't have to exert a lot of energy to really move a little bit of weight and hit what I'm trying to hit. That's my philosophy of it. All right, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna do a pump set of shoulder presses, and I'm gonna do them neutral grip because I really need to work on some front delts. So depending on what you want to work on the most, mine is for front delts, so we're gonna do it that way. And with this pump set, how it's gonna go is we're just gonna let it run, and I'm gonna pick a pretty good weight where failure's at 12. 12 reps is what we're shooting for, so it's heavy enough. But what we're gonna do is the rest periods, and I'm gonna set on my watch, so I don't feel like walking over to the thing and messing up all the video shit, but 30 seconds. Every 30 seconds, we go back into it, we stay with form and exercise timing and everything. Still wanna put all the stress, we're not just fucking ripping out stuff, but it's to push blood of the muscle, so. Here we go. We'll do, I'm guessing one more. Two more. Two more should be all right. All right, here we go. Oh, yep. Oh. All right, there's 12. 30 seconds on the clock. It was a little light. I could have probably got a little more, but what we'll do is we'll go up in weight a little bit. And as you progress, if you start failing, you just keep moving down. If you hit 8, move down. 1 plate. If you hit 15, go up a plate. So you're trying to stay in that 12 range. You want to hit the maximum tension and stress on the muscles while you're doing it. So 5 seconds left. Here we go. Ready? Fuck. Oh, it's only set 2. I'm already sore. Let's keep it there. These little pump sets are good for putting blood in the muscle, pumping it up full as it can go. So here we go. At 11, so we go down 1. Also, one thing is, since we did the first one with the dumbbells, we're not trying to come down too far. I don't want to put too much pain in my shoulders tomorrow. It'll feel really bad tomorrow. How you doing, man? Hey, what's going on? So, 5 seconds left. Keep going. 3rd set. Here we go. Oh, fatigue's hitting. Fuck. There we go. Fatigue is hitting. We're gonna drop down 1 more. Actually, we'll go down 2 more because I only got, I think 7, 8 out of that. 4th set. This will be the 4th set. Oh. All right, here we go. Fifth set. Oh, really start feeling the shoulders fill up, getting taxed. So it's really good for finishing a muscle group out. All right, here we go. One. This is 6. We'll stay where we are, fuck it. 2 more, 2 more. Oh, it's brutal. Just remember doing this, push yourself. Don't save any energy for the next set. If you fail a little bit on the next set, you can always go back down. We do this on a machine because it's a little safer than trying to do standing military press or bench presses. Oh. One more set. Fuck. Oh, one more set. Here we go. Last set. All right, that's done. Oh, if you have any shoulder pain or joint issues, be careful doing that. Like, if you're doing it, something starts to hurt, you don't have to do the whole 7 sets. If you're a beginner, you don't have to do the whole 7 sets. Do it until you fail out. So usually beginners, you can start with 5 sets, 30 seconds rest, 12 reps, keep pushing to failure every time. But it does put a lot of blood in the shoulders. It's good for hypertrophy and growth. So, great way to end the exercise. Yeah, pretty badass. You gotta have fun though. I enjoy doing these, they're fun. They hurt a little bit, but they're fucking fun. If you don't enjoy it, there's no fucking point in doing it.